Hey everyone, Mr. Sujano here. Welcome to the best news channel on YouTube, talking about emulation, open source, gaming, and technology. Let's get started. Alright, we'll kick things off talking about Nintendo Switch emulation on PC with Yuzu, and the paid testing early access version of Yuzu just got a very big update if you're a fan of Bayonetta. So as of Yuzu early access version 3840, they've improved performance in Bayonetta 3 by up to 63% based on your system, which is absolutely massive. It's worth pointing out that the paid testing early access changes take about 2 weeks to hit the mainline build, often sooner. And they also get rolled down to the Android build, so if you're looking to play Bayonetta 3 on Android, you may want to wait for the near future and see these updates hit it. And speaking about Android, next up we're talking about MAME for Droid, which also just got a brand new update. So at the time of filming, version 1.16.4 is the latest update, and they've added in Android 13 support. They've also added in scope storage support to read ROM files from external storage on Android 11 Plus. And they've added in a new setting to store game save states under your ROMs folder, which makes backing them up a heck of a lot easier. Next up, we're talking about Nintendo 64 emulation on the Mister, and this core has come very far in a very short period of time. If you are curious about this one and wanted to learn more, I'll drop a link to Video Game Esoterica's YouTube video in the description below, and I do recommend checking it out. It's highly detailed and shows a ton of gameplay. At a high level here, there were some updates to RDP, which stands for Subscribe to Mr. Sujano, or Reality Display Processor, depending on how you want to interpret that. Moving on, and Alex Swanson here decided to perform some surgery on their Steam Deck and upgrade it in a very big way. They replaced the wireless chip with an Intel AX210. They now have Wi-Fi 6E support, almost double the Bluetooth range, increased Wi-Fi range, and increased speeds, which is absolutely crazy. And if you're brave enough to do this, let me know in the comments below. I would not want to do this at all to my Steam Deck based on my soldering skills. Next up, we're talking about Linux, and if you like the latest and greatest kernel, you might be excited to know that Linux kernel 6.5 officially released today. At a high level here, with each Linux kernel release, there's generally more features and performance, especially for newer CPUs. There's been more Intel hybrid tuning, and also AMD P-State improvements. If you like the latest and greatest, feel free to update and check it out. And speaking about Linux and latest and greatest, if you use Nautilus, you might be excited to know that in the latest nightly build of Nautilus, there's a brand new look and feel. There is a full sidebar, or as OMG Linux is calling it, a split header bar look. As far as I know, this new look and feel is set to be a part of GNOME 45 when it officially releases on September 20th, or you can just check it out now if you wanted. Next up, we're talking about a brand new Linux release here from Magaya. I'm not quite sure on how to pronounce that one. Let me know in the comments below. This is a fork of Mandriva, and Magaya 9 has just released. So Mageia 9 ships with Linux kernel 6.4, and the default desktop environment is KDE 5.27.5, although other flavors are available if you want. I mean, it's also got GNOME, LXDE, XFCE, LXQT, Mate, and Cinnamon. I'll drop a link to the entire changelog in the description below in the event that you wanted to check it out. And as a bonus here, a couple of days ago, I left a poll on the community tab on this YouTube page asking if all of your gaming for the next 6 months was limited to one of the choices below, what would you choose? 5 indie games or 1 AAA game, and that's without the season pass or DLC. And the overwhelming response here with over 4,000 votes was 5 indie games. I read through every single answer, and there were some very interesting ones. This person says they went with a AAA using Armored Core 6 as an example. I've heard rumors that that's about a 6 to 10 hour game. Anyways here, 12 years later, I would prefer to play Skyrim than a lot of games nowadays. And I guess if you factored in modding, that could be hours upon hours of entertainment. This person says 5 indies, just give me Star Sector and I'll be good. This person says indies and probably only Hades. There were a couple of responses here that really got me thinking. This person says easy, Baldur's Gate 3, one damn good AAA game. And the response to that, it's developed and published by Larian Studios, so it's technically an indie game and a AAA game. And that leads me to my next question. Do you classify Baldur's Gate 3 as an indie or AAA game? Let me know in the poll in the community tab on this YouTube page, and feel free to let me know your reasoning as to why. But anyways, that is all I've got for you in this one. Straight to the point, all stuff and no fluff, or I guess one fluff. We talked about a bunch today. Let me know your thoughts about absolutely any of it in the comments below. If you like this video, leave a like. If you didn't like this video, leave a like. Hit that subscribe button, check out my other videos. Don't tempt fate, save your state.